Good evening, excellent biology students. Hope you're doing fine, and I hope you had a wonderful day. So please let me know in the comment section if I am audible enough before we begin with our workshop. So just let me know if I'm audible enough, then we can start with our bio workshop. So please let me know if I am audible enough. Is everything clear on your end? So make sure that you let me know. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So it looks like I'm audible. It looks like everything is clear. I hope that's the case for everyone. I hope that's the case for everybody. Otherwise, I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you had a good Saturday. Today it wasn't that cold, but the next coming few days it will be cold. So make sure that you keep yourselves warm. This temperature that we have, this weather, it is hard, especially for you who is in an exam class, because you'll be feeling lazy to study, especially when it comes to waking up in the morning. When it's cold, people want to sleep. They want to be in blankets. So it will be very hard, but you have to endure the coldness. Otherwise, I hope everything is clear. I hope you can hear me clearly before we start with this workshop. Okay. So everything is clear, right? Am I audible? So yeah, a lot of you are actually saying I'm clear, so which is wonderful. Can you clearly see what is on your screen? Hope you can see what is on the screen. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. So I think we can start with our workshop. So in today's workshop, I want to talk about making a study timetable and how to study biology. These are the two things that I'm focusing on in tonight's workshop: making a study timetable and how to study biology. But before I get into it, I have one question for you. I want to find out, what do you want to get in biology this year? Just comment the grade that you want to get. Do you want to get a 1? Do you want to get a 2? Do you want to get a 3? Do you want to get a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8? What do you want to get? Comment in the comment section what you want to get in this year's exam. What do you want to get this year in your exams? What grade do you want to see as you are checking for your results later on this year in November? I think that will be the time. What grade do you want to get this year? Mariam, I want a 1. Unache 1. Menango, Sichambwa, a 1. Ida, 3 going down. Okay. Others, what are you saying? What do you want to get in your exam this year? Mfuna mukadie chani. 2, nanga 4 yala kwa chani. Okay, Mr. Innocent, a 1. Ennis 1 or 2. Ennis, she's a chef. You know, amongst us, we've got a chef. She's really good at what she does. I ordered some food, I think 2 days ago. She's really good at that. I think I'll share her catalog for those that would want to, eat something nice. You can reach out to her. So we've got a student amongst ourselves who is good at that. Ennis wants to get a 1 or a 2. That's the student I'm talking about. She's a really good chef. Sylvia, I want to get a 2. Yvonne, 1. Memoy, 2. Natasha, I can't see anything. Yeah, Natasha, can't see anything. What are we going to do? Irene, I want a 1. Stella, 1 or 2 just. Dorcas, 1. Most of us are aiming high, which is good. It's good to aim high. Okay, it's good to aim high. Okay. Venom, a credit or 3 will do because it's been 17 years since the last time I was on the desk. Wow, 17 years. Hey, no, I can clap for you. You know, if you would decide to sit for a subject after that, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for making that decision. When what do you want to get this year's exam? You know, they say speak what you want to see. What grade do you want to get this year for biology? What do you want to get? You know, me, I don't want, I need the 1. I don't want, I need the 1. He doesn't want it. He needs it. That's wrong. Now, all of us here, we have a goal. And you've said that you want to get the 1. That's a goal that you have. But the question is, what are you doing about it? Because it's one thing to say, I want to achieve this, and it's another thing to actually achieve. In as much as you have it, what I want to do right now is forget about it. Forget about that. Forget about you want. Forget about you wanting. Don't focus on that. There is something that I want you to focus on. I do not want you to focus on the goal. It's good that you have a goal. Goals are good for direction. Okay? Goals are good for direction. But there is something that you have to focus on. Okay? Goals are good. It's good that you want to get it. It's good to have such goals. I want to get it. I want to get it. Those are good goals. But goals are good only for direction. There's something that you have to focus on. And that is what I want to mention. Okay. So I've seen most of you are saying you want to get a 1, you want to get a 2, and we are saying, there are some students they last wrote 17 years ago, and there's another one here. I last, let me read that. I last sat on the desk in 1995. Wow. Wow. I am proud. I am honestly proud of you. Make a decision to say, let me go back to school and get that 1. And you wrote in 1995, and that is something to clap. I'm proud. This is good to see. This is good to see. Wow. Look at this. I'm a 50 year. I'm 50 years. Wow, you're 50 years. Hey, I'm humbled, honestly speaking, as I am here right now, looking at these comments. I'm humbled. That, someone who is 50 has decided to join this life. I'm not special anymore. I just have something that I feel can do. some knowledge that I feel will help you, but I'm really happy to know that the people who have joined this class were really like other than and they are really to get one or two things from young people. I'm really humble and I'm proud. I'm happy to know that there are people out there who have taken the step who went back to school and sitting for this, this is that should give us hope for the future. So Amina Mangira always kwenda ku school. See, a 50-year-old deciding to go back to school. This is really nice. This is really nice. Okay, so how many are having network issues before I continue? I can see Mariam is saying, I think the network is bad today. For me, I'm not having any issues with network, but if you are, please let me know. So if you're having network issues, what you can do is you can just wait for this live class to be done and then you can wait for the link. I will send the link of this live class in the group and then you can watch this workshop over. Yeah. Otherwise, if you're having any network issues, yeah, you can just excuse yourself and then a link will be sent to the group for you to be able to watch this live class. It will be a repeat of whatever is happening. Okay. So can I start now? Can I start? Can I start with the workshop? Okay. Then I say yes, I can start. Wonderful, wonderful. So, like I say, it's good to have goals, my excellent. Goals are good for direction. That's all. Goals are there to give you, but do not focus on them. There's something that you have to focus on, which is more important. And that thing that you have to focus on is the system. When you have a goal, you need to put in place a system that will help you achieve that particular. You've set a goal and you want to get it. Now the question is how? That question will answer the process. It will give you a process. The answer to that question is your system. You want to get it. The question is, the answer to that question, it will give you a map. Okay? It will give you a system. The answer to that question is the system that you're going to employ in order for you to achieve that particular goal. Most of us, we have these goals. We want to get a one, we want to get a two, we want to get a three. But the question is how? That is the system that you need to focus on. There are things that you have to put in place for you to be able to achieve that particular goal. If you want to get a one, it won't just happen like that. There are things that you have to do. There's a system that you have to employ. You have to you have to change certain habits. Because if you want to get a distinction one, you have to act like someone who wants to actually get a distinction one. But if you're saying you want to get a one, and at the same time, if you think that one, you have no materials, you are not motivating, you are surrounded by people who don't even motivate you, who don't even push you, how are you going to achieve? You have to focus on the system. The question is how? How are you going to get that one? How are you going to get that two? Because it's not a matter of just setting goals, but there's need for action. Behind the goals, there must be an action which will help you achieve that particular. You have to have a system which is needed for you to achieve that particular goal. So you have to ask yourself, how am I going to achieve the one? Okay, yes, I want to get the one, but how am I going to achieve it? So I can still see some people are struggling with network. I don't know what I can do. Let's see. Okay. Are we still having issues with network? Someone to comment if I'm clear, if I'm audible, someone to let me know. Because what I'm about to share is very important that everyone should be able to get me clear. All right. So Brian has confirmed that it's clear. Mariam says, me, I can't hear anything, sir. So for those that can't hear anything, I'm sure it's just network. So what we can do is for those that can't clearly get me, you can wait for a link. Okay, once this live class is done, I am going to share a link for this class, and then you will be able to watch this class. Then from there, I'm sure you can be helped. Okay, so let me just okay. You are clear, but your background is noisy, or maybe the mic you're using has too much echo. So, I'm not even using a mic right now. Wow, the network is doing us bad. Then what I can do is then let me send voice notes. How can I do it? Um, let's try to have a call on WhatsApp. Maybe that can help. Now I don't know how many can join a WhatsApp call. I don't know then I don't know if it has a limit. I don't know anyone to give us a guide if you're familiar with Ennis, you're familiar with this, I'm sure. How many people can join a WhatsApp call? Like if it's a group call, a group chat, something like that. Maybe that can help. I don't know. Or maybe I send voice notes of what I want to share in this workshop in the groups. Then to my one-on-one students, I can send directly to you. Okay, so Miss Walia saying I can continue. I think I can start now. I think let me just start. So what are we going to agree on? Should I send voice notes in the group and then to my one-on-one students I send directly to you, or I think let's do that. Okay, it's clear. I can continue, right? I think let me continue. Anyway, so let me continue. For those that are going to have issues with network, this live class is being recorded, like I said. So once it's done, there'll be a link that is going to be shared in the groups. And then for my one-on-one students, I'll share it directly to you, and you'll be able to watch this live class. I think, yeah, I can continue as you have as you have said. Okay. So as I was saying, let us focus more on the system and not on our goals. Yes, it is important to have goals, but goals are good for direction. Okay, but a system is important for progress. Okay, goals are good for direction. A system is vital for progress. So if you want to make progress in whatever area of your life, including your academics, you have to focus on the system. What are you doing every day to ensure that you achieve your goal? So all of us, you've mentioned, good goals. I want to get a one, I want to get a two. But the question is, all right, that's a good goal. But what are you doing? What is your system? Systems are important. Even, when it comes to the production of goods and services, if a company is a company produces goods, for example, they produce boom, they have a system. Things don't just happen, but there's a system, there's a procedure that is followed in order to achieve a production of one pack of boom. Okay. So there's a system that you have to put in place for you to achieve your goal, my excellent student. There is a system that you have to put in place in order for you to achieve a goal. Things won't just happen. It's not magic. Getting a one, it is not magic. Most of us, we even think, I think in the family, chabe. In the wanachilo wife, in family, mwatu, if mama GC, chabe. If mama sema GC, chabe. Ah, skoro. Ah, skoro. No, 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 no. Sometimes it's because you haven't set a system that can help you achieve that goal. Okay, so some of us, we usually think, maybe I failed because, family, what. Sometimes it's because you didn't have a system, a proper system. You didn't put a system in place to help you achieve that particular goal. Now, a system consists of habits. Let me say that again. A system consists of habits. If you want to achieve something, focus on your habits. If you have a habit of sleeping late and you want to wake up early, you have to break that habit. Because for you to be able to wake up early, you have to sleep early. It doesn't make sense for you to say, I want to wake up early, but you sleep late. No, no, no. It doesn't make sense. So a system consists of habits. Okay? Setting goals is good. Goals are good for direction, like I said, but systems are good for progress. So tonight, we are going to design our system. That's the whole point of this workshop. So that all of us can have a system that will help us progress, so that all of us can have a system that is going to help us achieve those results that we desire. I've seen that all of us, we want to clear, but there's need for us to put in place a system that will help us actually clear. Okay. That is why I want to talk about how to make a study timetable and how to study. Making a study timetable is part of your system. Okay. Making a study timetable is part of your system. So if you do not have a study timetable, then you are living a dangerous academic life. All of us need to have a study timetable. Okay. And when you have one, you have to follow it, because a study timetable is part of your system. Okay. So we're focusing on our system. We're focusing on the things that we're going to be doing every day from now on moving forward until we write. The things that we're going to do every day from now onwards, those are the things that are going to help us achieve the grades that we want. Okay. Having said that, I feel we can start now. So objectives, making a study timetable, that's our first objective. And then our second objective, how to study biology. Okay. So making a study timetable. The first question is this: what is a study timetable? Well, this is a plan or schedule which indicates days, time, and topics a student will study. A study timetable is just a what? A schedule. A schedule. And this schedule, it indicates the days, it indicates the time, and the topics that you are going to study on a particular day. So if you have a schedule, if you have a study timetable, and you know that at 16 you're supposed to be studying, as a student who has a goal, you won't be doing anything else. You will be studying at that particular time because you have a schedule, you've got a timetable. So a timetable is a plan. Are you following? A timetable is a plan. They say not at planning to failing to plan is planning to fail. You have to plan how you're going to get that one in biology. And a timetable is a plan. It is a plan which consists of what? It is a plan which consists of days. Your timetable should have days. Your timetable should indicate the time you'll be studying. And your timetable should indicate the topic that you're going to be studying on a particular day. So if you're going to say, okay, on Monday I'll be studying, what time are you going to be studying? Okay, I'll be studying on Monday around 14 hours, and I'll be looking at photosynthesis. A timetable should consist of the day, time, and topic. Now, why is a study timetable important? Number one, it helps a student to be organized. When you have a study timetable, you are an organized student. If you do not have a study timetable, you are disorganized. And when you're disorganized, you won't make progress in your academics. In fact, you will fail. Just you not having a study timetable is you deciding to fail. Because, like I said, failing to plan is planning to fail. So you need to have a study timetable because that shows that you are organized. So a study timetable helps a student to be organized. Tonight we're supposed to have study timetables. All of us, we should have a study timetable. All of us, a study timetable, and I'll require you to submit these study timetables. Once you make a study timetable, show it to me. All of us, we need to have a study timetable. So a study timetable helps a student to be organized. Number one. Number two, a study timetable enables a student to think ahead of time and plan on how they will tackle a course or subject. You see? So there is time for you to sit down and think ahead. How many months do we have? We're remaining with 2 months. 2 months. We are only remaining with 2 months, my students. 2 months on. We have to think ahead and ask ourselves, what topics are we going to cover in these remaining months? To be honest with you, we cannot cover everything. We cannot learn all the topics because for most of us, we started lessons late. Mhm. We started lessons late, and that's one habit which I really don't like about most students. They like starting classes when it's almost time for an exam. Trust me, there are some students who registered for biology, but they haven't started classes. They are thinking or they're thinking of starting classes in June. That's when they'll start, some students. But there are those students who started last year, October, and I'm still with them. So, we are remaining with little time. But the question is, what can we do with this little time that we're remaining with? That is now us planning. So you have to sit down as a student, think of the topics that you want to cover. Okay? When you think of those topics, put them on your study timetable because, like I said, a study timetable should also indicate topics that you're going to cover as a student. Okay. Are we clear? Are we clear? Is everything still okay on your end? Are you able to hear me? Can you get what I'm saying? Someone to just comment if you can hear me. Am I still audible? Okay. So we need a study timetable. Study timetable one helps you to be organized. This is the time for you to be organized. Do not panic. There are some students right now, they are panicking. Yeah, kwa 2 months. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared. Yeah. Do not start panicking. Because when you just start panicking, that's that's the end for you. You have to relax. Follow what follow everything that I'm going to be telling you these coming months. Relax. Don't panic. When you start panicking, your brain won't have the capacity to remember the things you'll be studying. Your brain will tell you to say, "Ah, it's too late." No, 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 it's not yet too late. We still have some time. Let's be wise with the time that we're remaining with. And we shouldn't panic. Do not panic. This is not a time for you to panic. To panic. It is the time for you to be organized. To be so organized. This is the time for you to be so organized. If it means you cutting off some shows, you cutting off TV, you cutting off social media, this is the time because you have to be organized. And there are things that are going to distract you. Like friends, when I'm on your phone here, but if you're using your phone for academics, well and good. But for most of us, usually it's just browsing. So there are things that you will have to cut off. Because if you're not going to be organized, in these 2 months that we're remaining with, it will be over for you. You might re-enter and sit again because you decided not to be organized. And some things it's God. Maybe right now God is using me to talk to you, to tell you right now that wake up, be organized. This is the chance for you to move forward. Be organized. So eliminate anything that can distract you from being organized. And for some of us, it's our phone, even friends, even relationships. But there are those who are married. So for those who are married, I'm excluding you. Yeah. So let's be organized. This is the time for you to be organized as students. Okay. All right. So that is what a study timetable is, and those are the reasons why a study timetable is important. Now, making a study timetable. A proper study timetable should have the following. Number one, time. A proper study timetable should have time. It should have what? Time. What is time? This is a specified time a student will study a particular subject. So a proper study timetable should have time. Number two, a proper study timetable should have days. These are days a student will study a particular subject. And then a proper study timetable should have, topics. These are subtopics of a course or subject that a student will study at a particular time and day. So there are three things that your study timetable should have: time, days, and topics. There are three things that your study timetable should have: time, days, topics. So meaning there are going to be, your study timetable should have three columns: one for days, one for time, another one for topics. Okay. So a study timetable should have these three things: time, days, and the topics. Time, days, and topics. So this is the format. This is the format of a study timetable. As you are going to make a study timetable tonight, it should have this format. It should have days. And studying is every day, not at no Sunday. Sunday it's free day. You're not even doing anything productive because it's a Sunday or it's a Saturday. No, those are bad manners. That's a bad habit. Remember, I said the system consists of habits, and there are some habits that you need to get rid of, like thinking when it's weekend you cannot be productive. No, in the next 2 months, like I said, there are things that you need to get rid of. You, there's just that spirit. Ngati ni weekend, there's just that spirit that will enter you. Say, ubwi, uyo, aenda. But you just see, they know that there's no time, but let me not even go into the details. You know yourselves. You know yourselves. This is the time for you to be organized. So Saturday, Sunday, I expect you to be studying. Saturday, Sunday, I expect you to wake up in the morning to study. That is a system that you need to employ, because already there is no time for you to start, wasting the little time that is already there. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. So days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we are studying. Every day you should study. Every day you should study. For most of us, the reason why we usually, take advantage and procrastinate, it's because we are not motivated. We are not motivated. So you find that on days like Saturday and Sunday, we take them casually. We do not want to be serious with our lives. We want to just be mediocre, average, because we are not motivated. One thing that can motivate you to do your best is looking at where you're coming from. If you know to say where you're coming from, things are not okay, and most people are depending on you to make it in your academics, what reason do you have to be lazy? There's no reason that you have for you to be lazy. You just have to show up and do your best. Some of us, we know to say, this is what I need for me to upgrade in my career, but yet we are lazy. We need to have a reason as to why we are even rewriting, because those are the reasons that are going to be pushing you when things are hard, when it is cold, when it is hot, when when everyone is doing whatever they are doing, which is not even productive. The reasons that you have for sitting for these subjects, those are the reasons that are going to be pushing you to wake up in the morning. Those are the reasons that are going to be giving you that motivation to do your best. But if you have no reasons, even what I'm saying right now, tomorrow, because you have no reasons. So Saturday, Sunday, you should be motivated to study. Wake up and study. So your study timetable should have days. You should have subjects. So for those who are taking more than one subject, put the subjects that should be there. So for those who are only taking biology, meaning every day, biology, 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 biology. Okay. And then it should have a column for topics. My own column, topics. So since your study timetable has a column for topics, that simply means your study timetable should be updated weekly. So at the beginning of every week, you should sit down and plan for that particular week. What am I going to be looking at in this new week? So today is Saturday. You have to sit down. All of you, as long as you're my student, you have to sit down and ask yourself, what are we going to cover this week? I can even help you. This coming week, on your study timetable, put endocrine system, okay, on your study timetable. Put endocrine system as well as respiration. These are the two topics that we are going to focus on this coming week. So on your study timetable, put endocrine system and respiration. So you're going to say, okay, Monday. On Monday, I'm studying biology and I'll be looking at the endocrine system. To be specific, I'm going to look at the pituitary gland. That is a subtopic of the endocrine system. On Tuesday, I am going to look at the remaining glands. Okay, adrenal gland. We're going to look at there's adrenal gland. We've got ovaries. We've got the testes. You know, I've already mentioned the pituitary gland. We've got and then we even focus on the hormones, thyroid stimulating hormone. So all these things that I'm mentioning, they are on your timetable. On Monday, I'm going to focus on the pituitary gland. So I'm going to write it, pituitary gland and the hormones it secretes. Tuesday, I'll focus on the adrenal gland. And then Wednesday, I'm going to focus on the pancreas, ovaries, and testes. Thursday, I'll look at respiration, to be specific, internal respiration. Friday, I'm going to look at external respiration. Saturday, I'm going to look at breathing in fish or respiration in fish. Sunday, I'm going to look at respiration in an insect. You see, you have a time, you've planned your week. You've planned your week. That's what I want each one of you to do. Plan your week. On topics, put the topics you will study in that particular week. When you're starting a new week, sit down again. Make another study timetable. So since there's a column for topics, that simply means we are going to be updating our study timetable. Okay, that's the whole point of having topics. And then time. What time is best for you? You have to ask yourself, what time is best for me? So for some of you, your brain is active in the morning. For some of you, your brain is active in the night. You have to know which time is best for you. If you're a busy person and you go for work, maybe waking up at 2 can work for you. Maybe waking up at 3 can work for you. So you wake up at 0:03, and then 0:30 you start studying to 0:30. Then you start preparing yourself for work. So 0:30 to 0:30, that is 2 hours, which is enough. Which is enough. So you wake up at 0:03 and then you prepare yourself to study, because you cannot just wake up and then you start studying Baminapo. No, no, no. You have to prepare yourself mentally, because you're from waking up. You have to clean yourself. So for the first 30 minutes, you even have your devotion, do all the necessary things that you have to do for you to be active. And then 0:30 you start studying. 0:30 you're done, you start preparing yourself for work. You go for work. For those who don't even go for work, you're just home, you have a lot of time. You can study even during the day. So with the time there, I cannot know how your days move. So you're the one who knows what time you can allocate for your studies. Okay. Otherwise, just ensure that that particular time that you've allocated, you are going to be highly motivated, your brain will be active, and you're not tired. Do not study when you're tired. Why are you studying when you're tired? Don't do that to yourself. And then Wambugamba, no, I think it's just the day. We are tired. Study when your brain is fresh. That is why I highly recommend studying in the morning. But if you can study in the evening, go ahead, do it. As long as vingen, as long as you're able to understand whatever you're studying. Otherwise, study at a time which is best for you. Because there are people who cannot understand anything when they're studying during the day. In the night, maybe. In the morning, maybe that's when their brain is active and they can get the information and understand it. So choose a time which is best for you and stick to that time. That is your golden time. Be serious with that particular time and study at that particular time. So your study timetable should have this format. Okay. And like I said, this timetable is updated weekly, meaning every Saturday you have to sit down and then ask yourself, what am I going to study this coming week? Are we clear? Are we clear? All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. But I'm back. I hope I'm audible. I hope you can still hear me. Am I clear? Am I audible? So this is a study timetable that we all need to have. Yeah, it should have days, subject, topic, time. Okay, days, subject, topic, time. There's a student I love telling this story. There's a student who used to clean toilets in town. She had a busy day. She used to have a busy day. Okay, you find that she will start off going for work at 8, and then she'll be in town by that time. She was a cleaner in town, like cleaning public toilets. Then she'll be back home around 17. And then, she has to prepare supper. And then at 20, she would participate in the night quiz. And then 22, she sleeps. 22, then 03, she wakes up. The same format that I've told you, 03, she'll wake up and then she'll have to prepare the child because she has a child. And she wrote in 2022, by the way. She'll prepare, everything that is needed for the child. And then 04, that's when she'll start studying. So she'll study from 04 to 06, and then same thing, she'll go for work. Just like that. So she was tired of that situation. She wanted to do nursing. Currently, she did. She's actually still doing nursing. She should be graduating maybe this coming year, but she is doing nursing. Okay, and this is someone who used to clean toilets. She just said, let me go back to school. Let me rewrite this subject. And she entered the biology class. And she had a reason as to why she wanted to change her life. She had a reason why she wanted to clear. She was tired of cleaning toilets. Mununga moja. So because of that, she was highly motivated. As she is knocking off, she's just looking forward to studying so that she can come out of that situation. Because that bad grade was blocking her from the life she wanted. And now she's doing fine. So we need to have reasons as to why we are rewriting, because those are the reasons that are going to be motivating you when you're feeling, when you're feeling lazy to study. Why are you rewriting? If you do not have a proper reason, think about your future children. That is if you don't have. But if you have children, think about your children. Why are you rewriting? Are you doing it for yourself, or like what's your reason for sitting for these subjects? Because the reasons as to why you're rewriting are what will push you into studying, into working hard. But if you are goalless, if you have no reason, you'll be feeling lazy because you simply don't have a reason as to why you are rewriting. So when you have this timetable, you have to now follow it. It's not just a matter of having a timetable. It's also about following that particular timetable. You should be following the timetable. Otherwise, this is the format of a proper timetable. All right, now let's look at how to study biology. How to study biology. How do you study biology? Whenever you're studying biology, you should have 5 questions in the back of your mind. Whenever you're studying, whenever you're studying biology, you should have 5 questions in the back of your mind. So biology, if you look at this subject, it is a subject of processes. Okay? Biology is a subject of processes. The things that you're learning in biology, they are just processes. Endocrine system, that's a process. Nervous system, process. Photosynthesis, that's a process. Locomotion, reproduction, genetics, ecology, respiration, excretion, photosynthesis, all those are processes. When you're learning biology, you're simply learning about processes. You're learning about the things that are happening in your body and in the environment that enable us to be alive and for life to be sustained. Okay, so whenever you're studying biology, study it with curiosity, meaning have questions in the back of your mind. Even before you open a book, you should have questions in the back of your mind. Okay, and the first question that you need to have in the back of your mind is this: how is the process moving? If you're learning photosynthesis, the question is, how is the process of photosynthesis moving? Oh, plants actually need light energy. Okay, so light energy is needed. When they have that light energy, that energy is going to be used to split water molecules, and then oxygen is going to diffuse outside to go into the environment, of which animals will now breathe it in, and then carbon dioxide it will proceed to the next stage, where it will now combine with carbon dioxide. It will now combine with carbon dioxide will combine with so there is water, which is made up of hydrogen, right, and oxygen. So carbon dioxide will combine with hydrogen to form glucose. Oh, so that's how the process moves, eh? Yes. The same way you cook nshima, there's a process, isn't it? There's a process that you follow. Even photosynthesis is a process. There is a process that plants will follow for them to make their own food. They'll collect energy from, the sun, and then when they get that energy, it will be used to split water molecules. Water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen will be separated by the energy. Oxygen diffuses out of the plant. Hydrogen proceeds to combine with carbon dioxide to form glucose. You're learning about the process. So how is the process moving? That's the first question that you need to have in the back of your mind. So as you are studying now, you'll be like, oh, so ndi mwamene maendera. Ndi mikaendera kakanshika process. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's the first question that you need to have. How is the process moving? Question number 2. What is involved in this process? What is involved in this process? Oh, so in the process of photosynthesis, what is involved? Oh, there's light energy. Okay, what else? We've got oxygen. Okay, what else? We've got hydrogen. Oh, okay, what else? We've got glucose. Okay, what else? We've got carbon dioxide. Wow. So those are the things that are involved in this process. Yeah, oh, okay, cool. Okay, so what is involved in this process? That's the second question that you need to have in the back of your mind. So when you have these questions in the back of your mind, as you are studying, you'll be finding answers to these questions. Okay, so what is involved in this process? Question number 3. What organs are involved in this process? If at all a process that you're studying involves organs, ask yourself, what organs are involved in this process? So in our example of photosynthesis, an organ involved in the process of photosynthesis are what? Leaf. Leaf is an organ which is involved in the process of photosynthesis. Okay. So what organs are involved in this process? You need to find out. So in the case of photosynthesis, leaves are involved. Then the fourth question is, what are the functions or roles of the things involved in this process? So sunlight energy. what is the need for sunlight energy? What is the function? What is the role of sunlight energy? Oh, sunlight energy, it is used to split water molecules. What is the role of these water molecules? Oh, water molecules is made up of, hydrogen and oxygen, H2O. Hydrogen is what is needed to combine with carbon dioxide to form glucose. That's the role. Then oxygen is needed by animals because they breathe in oxygen. Why is glucose important? What is the role of glucose? Glucose is the food that is needed by plants for them to carry out the process of respiration. You see, as you are studying, you're even finding out answers of the answers to the questions that you have in the back of your mind. So, what are the functions or roles of the things involved in this process? That's the fourth question that you need to have in the back of your mind. The final question is this: why is this process important? Because every process that you're going to learn in biology, it has got a reason why it exists. There's an importance attached to it. So why is this process important? So you have to ask yourself, oh, why is this process even important? Why is excretion important? Why is the endocrine system important? Why is photosynthesis important? You have to ask yourself, because every process that you're going to learn in biology has got a reason as to why it is there. So these are the 5 questions that you need to have in the back of your mind before you even open a book. Okay? First question, how is the process moving? Second question, what is involved in this process? Third question, what organs are involved in this process? Fourth question, what are the functions or roles of the things involved in this process? Fifth question, why is this process important? These questions, as you are studying, you should find answers. Okay? Once you're done studying, you need to be able to answer all the 5 questions. When you're able to answer all the 5 questions, then you've understood whatever topic that you were studying. So study biology with curiosity. Study it with questions in the back of your mind. That is how you study. Don't just get a book and then you start studying. These 5 questions should act as a guide. These are the things that you need to find out as you are studying. How is the process moving? What is involved in this process? What organs are involved in this process? What are the functions or roles of the things involved in this process? Why is this process important? These questions will guide you as you are studying, whatever topic that you might be studying. These are the questions that you need to have in the back of your mind. If you're looking at excretion, for example, how is the process of excretion moving? The process of excretion is a process where, excretory organs are removed from the body to ensure that the internal environment it is clean. Okay. What is involved in that? We've got the kidney, we've got the skin, we've got lungs. Okay. What organs are involved in this process? The same ones: kidneys, lungs, the skin. Okay. What are the functions or roles of the things involved in that process? Well, the lungs are responsible for excreting carbon dioxide. Kidneys are responsible for excreting excess salts, excess water, and urea. The skin is also involved in the excretion of excess salts, excess water, and urea. Why is this process of excretion important? To ensure that we've got a clean internal environment. You see, these are the 5 questions that you need to have in the back of your mind in order for you to understand a particular topic. Once you answer these 5 questions when you're done studying, you should be able to understand. Okay. Are we clear, my excellent students? Are we clear? Are we clear? Have we been helped? Have we been helped? Mariam doesn't have power in her area. Okay. Yeah, so have those 5 questions in the back of your mind. They are going to help you as you are studying. They act as your guide as you are studying. All right, my excellent students. So for me, think I can end here as well. My phone is currently at 6%. So I'll share the link in the group so that you can watch later. And yeah, just ensure that you follow everything that I've mentioned. But what I'll require from you is submit your timetables. Everyone should have a study timetable. I'm giving you tonight and tomorrow. You should have a study timetable. Send it to me so that I can have a look at it. Then I can confirm. Okay. Otherwise, we all need to have a study timetable. How often should one study a topic? A topic, study a topic at least 3 times because we learn through repetition. That's actually a very good question. That's actually a very good question. How often should one study a topic? Study a topic at least 3 times because we learn through repetition. For some of you are going to say, in a sign, when I study, I forget. It's normal to forget. It's normal to forget. If you watch a movie for the first time, you will understand it quite all right. You will know how the story goes. When you watch it the second time, you will notice the things that you didn't notice the first time you watched it. So you start noticing things that you never noticed when you watched it at first. So that is why repetition is important. We all learn through repetition. We all learn through repetition. So repeat whatever you're studying, make sure that you repeat. Okay? Because we learn through repetition. All right, my excellent students, I think I'm done. I'm going to end here for tonight. You have a good night, and as always, stay blessed.